All right, number 1. Give it a go. Now, if you want to just go ahead and work on, at your own pace, you can go a little bit faster. That's fine. But remember that pace, whatever you're working at, make sure it's getting you good results. I don't want you hurrying up, writing something down, and finding out it's all wrong at the end. That's not a good way to go about it. All right. So at least if you stick with me, you know for a fact things will be fine. All right. Distributive property. Okay. There. All right. Can't do anything with that negative 3x. Be careful distributing here. That's negative 4, right? The number in front of the parentheses is negative 4. So when you distribute, it's negative. Yeah. Okay. Just a little bit. And okay, good. All right. Next, we have some variables on the same side. I'm just going to simplify that. What is negative 3 and negative 20? Okay, so we got negative 23. And I'm going to bring everything else down. All right. My plan is my eventual plan is to have x equals some number, right? So I want to move all the variables to the left. Okay, variables to the left, and I want to move all the numbers to the right. So like this variable on the right, I want that over here. Do the opposite. Opposite of negative 23. And again, numbers to the right, so I want to move this 30 over. So opposite of negative 30, positive 30. Notice how I did this in the same, step. I did the variables and numbers all together. It's a good idea. Notice how the variables are lined up, numbers are lined up. So negative 30 plus 30, 0. Negative 23x plus 23x, 0. Negative 25x plus 23x. Okay, what is that? Negative 25 plus 23 is? Negative 4 plus 30? 26. And divide. Please box your answer, circle your answer. So far so good. Let's go down. Now we're going to start with the sum of the fractions. Same idea, it's just that when we did the adding this to both sides, adding that to both sides, same steps, but just we'll be adding, subtracting, multiplying fractions. Some of these will be able to clear fractions. That's another method. We'll look into that a little bit later. Okay. But we'll just start this the same way we start the last one. That's distributing. Well, we got two sets of distributive property. I'm just going to bring down the left-hand side. Actually, always like to move the negatives to the numerator. There we go. Alright, so let's multiply these. So we have, what, 5 times 8 over 2 times 3. Okay. Punch that in the calculator. What do you get? Okay. 5 over 2 times 8 over 3. So Get an answer, and if you're anywhat just a little maybe not confident of your answer, check it like I just did. But just be careful. Okay, is that correct? Yeah, and then of course watch out for negatives. Put those negatives on top. And also forgot the m. Minus 5 over 2 plus 3 halves times 5 6. I can cross cancel. That goes in there 2 times. So I have what? 5 over 4 m. 3 halves times 1. It's just 3 halves. Alright. I see. Let's see here. These are on the same side. These numbers are on the same side. Just going to combine like terms. Okay, so I have to do, let's see, negative 20 thirds plus 5 fourths. And I have to do negative 5 halves plus 3 halves. That's a little bit easier. Alright, so let's do the first, the variables. What does that equal? Negative 20 thirds plus 5 fourths. Go to get an answer. Okay, and if you don't have a calculator, you're writing it down and doing common denominator right now. You're not going to wait for me just to do it for you, because that's, well, I don't need a calculator. I just wait for people to do things for me. Now, if it's like a test or something, you didn't bring your calculator, you just have to start working it out. So we did a lot of practice on it, so it should be better than normal. Right. If you're not sure, you can check with someone next to you once you get your answer. I did the numbers already. Negative 5 halves plus 3 halves. Negative 2 halves, negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. Got negative 65 plus m. Add 1 to both sides. Right. Negative 19, 6 plus 1. Okay, 1 is 6, right? 6 over 6. So negative 19 plus 6 is negative 13. 6. L. And then multiply both sides by the reciprocal. I got a final answer of 2/5. these cancel out and equal 1, right? So I got 1m equals 2/5. All right, so you can see with the right tools, this is, fairly routine. Okay? So I just want you guys to be comfortable with basically everything we do and see in here, including big fractions and stuff. But with the right tool, it doesn't really affect anything other than it might take a little bit longer because you got to type in a bunch of stuff in the calculator maybe. All right. Anything else we want to go over? Let's see here. Got some inequalities on the back. Yeah, let's do some inequalities here. Skip over to 11 maybe? That's a good one. Here we go. Boom. Boom. So 5 times 13 is what, 65? 5 times 10, 5 times 3, 50 plus 15 is 65. Alright. Negative 65 over 28. And please do these along with me. As we're going along, check up to make sure we're doing the same thing. But last thing I want you to do is just copying what you see and saying, okay, I got the answer now. Again, that's not. Will you be able to do this all by yourself tomorrow? Is what you want to keep in the front of your head, right? So make sure you're kind of doing along with me and getting used to the what goes here, what goes there. Not just making sure I have answers. All right. So we have 5 times 11. I got 4 times 6. Of course, as you see, once we get to these types of problems, kind of need that calculator, right? So same thing, numbers to the left, variables to the right. All right, we can do that. Same routine. So my n, add an n. The number, I'm going to add that 55/24 to both sides. Alright, so let's see here. An n here will be 28 over 28. 1 will be 28 over 28. So negative 65 plus 28 is negative, what, 37? Okay. We have less than. And, okay, we got a negative 4,093 over 672 plus 55/24. Yeah, again, I need that calculator, right? Gotta need that. All right. Plus. Nice. So I got negative 851 over 224. You guys get the same thing? Yeah? Okay. Finish it up. Okay, multiply by that reciprocal. You might try the folders. Okay, and let's see here. What do we come out to? Get distracted just for a second. Alright, so yeah, we're going negative 28 over 37. Thank you for noticing. Negative 28 over 37. Well, the negative, it's either going to be at the top or the bottom, same thing. Yeah, we're okay there. Alright, that comes down to a measly 23 over 8. What's the sign? What is it? Because? Yeah, we did multiply by a negative on both sides. Okay. Now, where is 23 over 8 on number line? Between what two numbers? Okay, so get approximation. You might have this approximation button, and it's about 2.9, we'll say. So we'll go to about 2.9. Is that, and that's an open circle. And we have the open circle, closed circle. And then it's going to be greater than, so we're going every number bigger than there. There we go. Good. Alright, so yeah, I wanted to do a problem that refreshed our memories about that just to make sure. But you can kind of see what I'm expecting. With the right tool, this is not going to be anything more difficult than what you normally do. Just without it, it does make it difficult. So please bring it. I want you to have, if you possible, if you already have one, that's great. This TI-30 is great. The TI-36 is even better. Okay, some of the Casios, I think it's the 115. Those are really good. So make sure you have one. You can use a graphing calculator for now, but remember during a quiz or a test you cannot use it because you have to graph and whatnot, so you have to have a scientific. The graphing calculator requirement starts with math analysis. That's when you want to have it for sure. But for now, just a $20, TI-30, TI-36, something, and I really recommend that TI-36. That will make your life a lot easier with the graphing. Go ahead and you can work together for the rest of the period.